I guess to answer the very first question, or you want to call it, consider this a second question, what's the purpose of public education? I think for me, the main purpose of public education should be to develop and mold, multidimensional thinkers. And reason why I say multidimensional thinkers is because as you guys were kind of talking, and Brian mentioned that as he switched his major, he had to go up to Calc 3. When I think back to my going from algebra 2, trig, and then geometry, like each step up required a different method and a different realm of thinking to be successful at that, at that given subject. And I think you can apply the same thing to language arts, whether it be, poetry, learning to write a 5-page paper that contains words of your own, whether it be history, whether you want to understand all the confluences and nuances between, your branches of government and all of that. I think it teaches multidimensional thinkers, but I will preface that, or, follow up with saying that the lack of transparency and exposure, between what's taught in schools and what you experience in the real world kind of creates a trust issue itself. Like, I think we're actually kind of given tools to be successful, but because we're expecting, to apply everything we learn verbatim into the real world, it kind of creates this blurred lines, kind of trust issue thing. Like, if you actually look at it, the amount of the capacity you have to have as a person to be able to understand a lot of things when it comes to mathematics, or to understand why history the way it is, it requires a level of critical thinking that is very potent and successful in a lot of what people do today. But because you're not taught, hey, these are going to be the skills you have to use to be successful, you're taught, hey, this is the stuff you need to learn that, make this letter grade. You learn it and then you dump it. You don't necessarily think back and attribute to all that learning to, creating a skill set that's going to, essentially allow you to be, successful in this life.